So on to this week's edition of the GSM Pride Spotlight. This week I have Jamie with me. Welcome, Jamie.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
Are you sure?
Well, we'll see.
So Jamie's one of our parts guys down in the service department and parts. You've been with us quite a long time, right, Jamie?
Yes, this will be my 11th year.
11 years.
Yes.
Well, let's backpedal a little bit. Born and bred in St. Louis?
Yes.
Whereabouts?
North County, over Normandy, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What high school you go to? You know, that's a normal.
I went to
Louis
St.
thing.
Thomas Aquinas Mercy.
Is that still?
It's not there, and none of my schools are there anymore. In fact, Highway.
Is that showing your age? Or?
Well, Highway 70 runs right through my grade school. I went to Mount Providence for grade school, and they built the highway right through it now.
So, as you well know, I'm a soccer guy. I know that the Catholic and church, the schools up there, they were big soccer schools.
We played soccer from, I don't think we had soccer in kindergarten, but from first grade on, we had soccer.
Did you ever play at any level?
I didn't play when I got in high school. Not good enough, but I played all through grade school.
And there's quite a lot of Hall of Famers came from that area.
Yeah, down the street or up the street from where my grandma lived in Belnor on Audrain, Steve Petcher from the Steamers, his family, that's where he grew up right there. And we used to go to Don Ebert's soccer camp.
Oh, really?
That was at Mount Providence, up on the hill, where you could see like 70, and that's where we had a big soccer field, outdoor soccer field up there with lights and all that. So we did that every year with the Steamers. They would have a couple of the players to show us this and that, but we were a bunch of kids. I'm not sure if we really...
Do you ever remember Peter Benetti?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
So he's a legendary goalie from the UK that actually played for the Steamers back in the day.
Oh.
The Cat, they called him. He actually played in the 1966 World Cup final for England when they won.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's a little tidbit there for you. So all the way through high school, you graduated high school, correct?
Yes.
College?
No.
What did you do straight out of college?
I went to, I was working at a gas station while I was in high school. And then when I graduated high school, I just started working at the gas station full time. It was an Amoco station. I pumped gas. That's what I did for a living.
Did you have one of those white hats?
No, we didn't have any hats or ties or nothing like that. But we did have a little air gauge, and it was a thing.
Did you have to clean the windshields? Or?
Yeah. We had to clean the front windshield, back windshield, check the oil, check the tires, check their spare if they wanted you to. There's
now you were showing your age here, Jay.
Yeah, well, they actually had people do it. It was 40 cents more a gallon to do that.
Did they have the rolling gas pumps?
No, they were digital. They were digital. I do remember the roll-around ones, but no, when I started working, they were digital. Yeah, they didn't have the little ding-ding anymore either that you pull over to let you know. We had someone on the microphone that would say, full serve. The next thing you know, you would hear a wrench get thrown down because I had to go out and pump somebody's gas. I had to stop what I'm doing in the middle of whatever and go out there.
When you say drop a wrench, were you a tech or something?
Well, I was changing oil and doing some brake jobs and stuff like that too. I ended up working there for 13 years. I actually married the boss's daughter.
Look at you.
Yeah, I joke about it, but I figured it was good job security.
Are you still married to that person?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 32 years.
So when they sold the gas, so you made a bunch of money when they sold the gas station?
I think they got what they wanted out of it. They had 3 Amoco stations, and they got what they wanted. Yeah. Yeah, so they got what they wanted out of it.
Now I know the truth. Well, money in the back pocket there, Jimmy.
There was a little, yeah. Yeah.
Well, gas stations were worth a lot of money, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think they own the businesses, but then they leased the stations from Amoco.
Yeah.
And that was all before BP. They changed the name from Amoco to BP, which I read now.
Well, we still have the big Amoco sign, right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of the BPs now going back to the Amoco logo. So
I think it's just because that was such a well-known name back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was us and Shell, really. I mean, we were the big stores.
Because Shell were one of the first in the United States, right?
I believe so.
Big companies.
Yeah, but Amoco was owned. I think it somehow got down from the Rockefellers. I thought they, which they're big. Everyone's heard of them. I think they had Standard Oil Company, and then it became Amoco, and there was a couple other names, but yeah, good times.
So let's touch on how long you've been married to your wife?
32 years.
And how many kids?
One.
In college? What's the or has he left?
Well, his name's Jamie, and he, what were you asking?
I was asking if he was still in college, but I know where he works. I was just
Well, he
trying
went
to
to
lead you down the
college.
road.
He went to college. He went to Southern Illinois University for golf on a golf scholarship.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, see,
Does he still play golf?
I think he's only played maybe 2 or 3 times this
Does
year.
he want tickets to the
He
tournament?
might.
I got some.
He might. He also went to John A. Logan for another 2 years. He got a scholarship there. See, when my father-in-law sold the gas stations, he bought a golf course in Southern Illinois. So we all moved down to Southern Illinois. So my son basically lived on the golf course. So he learned from all these other
So now we
players.
know where all the money is.
So that's how he got
golf.
really good at golf. So that got him
So not only did
scholarships.
your family sell a gas station, you
This
bought
is
a golf course.
This is her family. This is her family.
Hey, you're married into it, Jamie. And now,
Yeah.
your son's a golfer, a young man.
He plays golf really
Yeah.
well. He does.
Is he a scratch golfer?
He's usually under par.
Really?
Yeah, usually.
Wow.
He's
Well-
got some tricks when he
Well,
plays.
Jamie
so.
Jr. works out of Chevy, doesn't he?
Now he does. Yep.
And what's he do out there?
Probably as little as possible. No, I'm just kidding.
Make sure that goes.
I think he's like an office manager. So I think what like Honey
Yeah.
does here, I think basically that's what Jamie does
At Chevy.
out there at Chevrolet.
So I'm going to say something. So our network, we have an internal phone system that you can call any store. Gets real confusing when both of the Jamie stocks say Jamie on the telephone.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've called your son looking for you is not funny.
I was always just Jamie, and now when he got hired in, now I became Jamie Senior
Yeah.
on the phone. It
So he didn't get
aged
the
me pretty
junior.
good. I'm aged pretty good. Yeah. But it doesn't say Junior. He just took over Jamie. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so.
know. Because the amount of times I've called and said, hey, those parts are yet? And he'd be like, I don't know anything about the parts.
He just said, yeah, come down and get them and just hang out. You wouldn't know, I guess, but yeah.
So after, let's go back a little bit. After you finished at the gas station, where did you go after that? What did you do for work?
Southern Illinois. Well, no. I went and worked at the golf course.
Oh my
Not
God.
knowing
Look at all this
anything
nepotism
about it.
going
Not
on.
knowing anything about it. So, yeah, groundskeeper and, I don't think I ever did get on a greens mower. I don't think they let me get on the greens mower. But I would cut tee boxes and fairways and pick up the range balls. We had a machine for all that. We learned how to do get the sprinkler heads working right. And
Is the golf course still around?
that golf course is still there.
What is
it? It was Southwestern Lakes Country Club on Route 3, 4, I forget, but it's on the way to, like, if you make a right-hand turn off this highway, there's the golf course. If you make a left, that takes you right into Carbondale.
Okay, I know it, yeah.
So, but I don't know what it's called now, but it's still there. It was an old mining pit, and they made it into a golf course. Instead of putting everything back where it was, they just kind of designed it into it. It's got some big, deep lakes and some ponds and stuff on it. So,
It's kind of cool.
yeah, it's a nice.
See, this
place.
is the whole point of doing these. I get to learn some stuff about you.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go if I need to borrow money now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Jim.
No, I know.
So how long were you at the golf course for?
Oh boy, a long time. I think we were down in Southern Illinois for about 8 years. I think they had it for about 7. I could be off a year or 2.
So after that, was it here?
Yeah. After that, I went to work for Valley Ford,
Okay.
which they were having some turmoil and some issues, and they're not around anymore. So we got word out that they were being bought out, and the people buying them out weren't going to keep anybody but maybe a couple managers. And my father-in-law so
Here comes the nepotism.
he had been up here for a couple years from the golf course, and he was working at our parts depot. So
For the network, you mean?
for the network,
Yeah.
yeah. And he said, hey, there's a job opening over at Lou Fusz Ford. I said, well, you know what? That would be right up my alley because I think this place is going in the gutter. So
Yeah.
we need to. So yeah, so I
And you already had
got in
some
here.
kind of, when you were doing it in the gas station, you had some kind of idea
Yeah,
how.
and that helps. And then I worked at AutoZone too for 10 years selling
Did your
parts
father-in-law
there.
get you that job too?
No, I got that one on my own. I did. I got So the only that's funny.
So your resume has an asterisk next to it. It says, "This is the only job that I got on there."
That is the only job I got on my own because my dad got me the job at the gas station because that's where he got his car worked on. So I've only got one job on my own.
Don't you? It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's who you know.
And Jamie is prime example. If you look at the dictionary,
that's basically. If you look at it that way,
yeah,
I found one job. Yeah.
So it was AutoZone in between them, or did you
AutoZone
leave?
was while we had the golf course, I was working at AutoZone down there in Southern Illinois as well. Okay. And then when I came up here, I kept that job. I was doing that part-time and this full-time. And then I left this store and went to our Nissan store. And then I couldn't get back in time to the AutoZone in Wentzville. So it wouldn't work out. They couldn't keep, I would only work 2 hours a night for maybe only 2 or 3 days a week. So they're like, that's not a schedule. So.
Well, this being said, with all the nepotism, you actually sound like a very hard worker, Jamie.
I am. I think I am. Yeah, I think I might have used to
working two jobs that far apart, it must have been pretty tough.
It was, and it's kind of the same thing, like parts all day here and then parts all night over there, so yeah, it was tough. But
So what year did you move here full-time?
2000, here full-time, I came back to this Ford store.
Yeah.
So I was here, and then I think I worked here for 3 years, went to Nissan for 3 years, and I think I came back over here 2015, 16? No. 2017, I think.
So were you was you at Mazda when I was at Mazda?
What's that?
I went to the Mazda store when I was at 2000.
You were over there. Yeah. When I was at Nissan, you were over there.
Oh, you was at Nissan, yeah. Yeah, I was at Mazda, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. That would make real sense because in 15 was when we closed it.
Yeah, and then that's so that's when I came over here,
yeah.
15. I came back over here, got my foot back in the door, because I need a job. So I'm glad to be back over here though, because that's where I started.
How are things going down there? You've been through quite a lot of changes. We had a couple of GMs, and we've had and you've been around during all of it. We've had a couple of swaps and changes, a couple of different parts managers, a couple of. Brian took over for a while, then now we've got Mike started.
Yeah.
How's things going down there?
I mean, Mike's only been here, this is his second week, but I think it's a good start. I really do. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
He's the...
Well, did you ever work with him over at Mazda? I mean, at Nissan?
No, but I knew him.
Yeah, he was at Mazda.
Yeah, when I was over at Nissan, I knew him, and I knew he was a hard worker because we'd show up to work over there at 5 in the morning because the parts get there earlier for some reason than here. But so I saw he was always there every day, already unloading them trucks and getting everything done. I knew he was a hard worker, and they hired him in as a parts manager, I think, at a pretty young age because he took over for George, didn't he?
Yeah, so I was there when he took over. I would say George retired in 16, maybe 17, and actually I'm going to tell you right now, and if Mike is watching. It took a little bit of convincing him to take over that role because he didn't really want it at the time. But then he did take over because obviously a lot of it was, he was dealing with his peers and whatnot. So
I could see where he might have thought it was kind of overwhelming at first,
Yeah.
But I guess once you get it and you start doing what you're supposed to do,
Well,
but it's the best start that I've seen in a long time. I am just glad to have a parts manager that's what they're doing, because it's a struggle if you got to have more than one role. You know that, so. Yeah, I think.
You got along pretty good with Brian, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm fine with Brian.
Yeah,
I hope, should we ask Brian?
Yeah, Brian, can you answer that question? Brian's probably going to watch. Brian, can you put it out in the comments? Do you have a problem with Jamie or not?
Yeah.
We need a flat out yes or no answer.
Just put I'm okay. If you we'll know what you mean.
Aspirations for the future?
I really don't know.
You're just going to wait for your father-in-law?
No, I don't think he bought some laundry mats and never even asked me if I wanted to work at those. But I think he couldn't wait to get rid of them once he had them, to be honest.
I'm sure.
And he's gotten rid of those, so I think he's retired for good now. So.
Well, I think we're very happy with you being here, and I think you're happy, so I'm sure.
Oh, I am. I'm happy to be here. I don't plan on going anywhere,
And we don't plan on letting you go, I promise. Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see.
This has been one of the funny ones where I could actually keep going with the same joke over and over again.
That's cool, I mean, it is if you look at it that way, yeah. I never really, well, I know. I do know. Yeah, I've been very lucky.
Yeah, I'm really going to just
I've been blessed and lucky. I don't use that word much, but I've been pretty lucky to land on my feet a lot, so.
Hey, you dealt with the cards you dealt, and that's the end of it.
Well, when I applied here, I even broke my leg, and they still let me. I came in, and Gary Romeo was like, well, "What's this?" And I said, "I broke my leg 2 weeks ago, or whatever." And so anyway, they still hired me in, and I was supposed to be the shipper packer, but they put me at the counterman spot because I couldn't hobble around doing parts. So they moved Scott back to the shipper packer, and then I think Scott was really happy to be back where he was. And then once I got better, Gary, he swapped us, and I don't think Scott really liked that much. But it was okay, so I was back there.
Well, so how long were you a picker packer for?
What's that?
Were you a picker packer, you said?
Yeah.
How long for?
Oh, me? I wasn't a picker packer at Nissan,
here I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's really weird because I got hired in. I was supposed to be the picker packer, but then I was counterman.
Because you've been a counterman for as long as I've been here.
Well, then they moved me to picker packer. And then I went back to counterman, and then I went to Nissan. And then I came back as counterman, and then went back to picker packer, and then back to counterman. I've worked at picker packer.
Is that like
I have worked at every desk. I've been at every desk that's in the parts department. I've worked at all of those desks, even some desks that aren't there anymore. Yeah.
We'll try and get a layout. Well, I appreciate you joining me.
Hey, not a problem.
Thanks for doing it. And I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, this one for sure. And the good thing is for me, I know Jamie. Jamie and I have a relationship, but I don't know your deep, dark secrets, so I just found those out. So that's great. But as always, over at Fusz Ford, we can replace the car, not the customer. And I'll see you all next week.